Wherever you live next to and interact with wildlife. These are conversations with people about their interactions with the natural history of Rangi in Golden Bay. So I'm talking with Cynthia and we're going to have a chat about seagulls. So what are seagulls then, Cynthia?
Well, I always smile when I hear people say that word because there is no species of bird anywhere in the world called a seagull. It's an incorrect term, and if you were a birder or an ornithologist, you would simply call them gulls.
And in Golden Bay, in Rangi, we've got 3 species.
We've got the Red Billed Gull, Tarapunga, we've got the Black Billed Gull, Tarapuka, and we've got the Southern Black Backed Gull, Kororo.
And some of them are declining, sadly, and one of those 3 is absolutely flourishing. And it's an amazing bird. It's magnificent in many ways, but it is really quite destructive as well.
Very. And there you're talking about the Southern Black Backed Gull.
Exactly.
A large bird, a pest. That's what farmers sometimes call the Southern Black Backed Gull. And for us, a predator. It has no protection under the Wildlife Act, and the reason for that is that they predate other birds.
And they are predating our Red Billed Gulls and our Black Billed Gulls.
And our banded Dotterels.
And our banded Dotterels.
And our Caspian Terns.
Yeah.
Everything we've got that's nesting in this site. Yeah.
And all of those other birds that you mentioned are all declining species in New Zealand, but also here in Golden Bay in Rangi.
Oh yes, although Caspian tern are nationally vulnerable, and there's only one step beyond that, which is the most serious conservation status for any native bird.
So we have a project called the 3 Rivers Project, where we're trying to protect our coastal birds, and particularly in one site it's really very serious, shall I say, in terms of the impact that the black-backed gulls are having.
Very serious and quite sad to observe, really.
So I'm going to insert a bit of video here from one of our trail cameras showing the black-backed gulls predating on our red-billed gulls, the fledglings, and it's quite sad, isn't it?
It is, especially when you have to watch it continually over each nesting season.
Let's have a look at this video. Okay, so that's not the only birds that the black-backed gulls predate on.
Oh no, everything. I want to say everything we've got out there, and it can be eggs or chicks or almost fledged birds. In fact, one of the saddest things I've seen is a black-backed gull pecking away at a Caspian tern chick that would have been within days of fledging. It just couldn't get away, and every time it tried to get away it would just pull at it and peck at it. And
so why are these black-backed gulls so successful? Because I think you estimated there must be 150 birds out on Bird Island.
That was when I went in 2020. Now I'd say there are around 300 of them. And instead of occupying just 1/3 of Bird Island, they now occupy the entire site.
Just to let people know, Bird Island is one of the little sand islands off of Rangi towards the entrance of Takaka River.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's an amazing site.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah,
it's
I know it's
probably the most special site in Golden Bay, I'd say, between Puponga and Wainui.
Yeah, it's got just about everything out there, hasn't it, in terms of coastal birds?
It has, and it doesn't have the disturbance that other sites have. We don't have vehicles, we don't have horses, we seldom have a walker, it's very rare. and we certainly don't have dogs.
Let's just go back to the black-backed gulls. Why are they so successful there then? Because that's quite an exponential growth in birds.
Well, there are two things. First of all, they've got a supermarket right next door. The second one is that Rototai at one time had an open rubbish area. And that, gives these gulls the opportunity to feed very close to where they roost and nest. And so people discard fishing waste on beaches when they come in. That's another, food source for them. So they don't have to go very far to eat, unlike our other shorebirds.
They're very opportunistic feeders. They'll feed on rubbish tips. They'll feed on fields after ploughing. Like you say, they'll feed on any waste.
Absolutely.
So let's close, perhaps in many ways, even sadder video of a black-backed gull taking a banded dotterel.
Yes, yeah. This is probably the worst thing I've seen since I've been out there, because we've only had, I think, something like, at the start, 8 pairs on the Rototai Sandspit and 4 pairs on Bird Island, and we're now down to 2 pairs on the Rototai Sandspit and 2.5 pairs on Bird Island.
So we're nearly locally extinct of the banded dotterel.
And that's what bothers me, local extinction. I think it's really sad to lose a species off our beaches.
It is. Okay, on that sad note, here's the video of the black-backed gull, Southern Black Backed Gull, taking a banded dotterel. Thanks, Cynthia.
Thanks, Pat.